So today we got some upgrades. I brought one of these, a Elgato Camlink 4K, and basically the idea is that I can use the camera that I'm recording this video on as a webcam on my PC, and it'll make the whole process of filming things a hell of a lot easier. Maybe at some point I can even use it for streaming, who knows? But it'll mean that instead of having to sync up the audio from this microphone with that camera in post, it'll just be one seamless thing and it'll make my life a lot easier. Something else is up there, like over there somewhere, we have a new light. Up to now, I've been using a ring light that I've had for the best part of 3 years since I started making videos. Now we've got like an actual softbox up there somewhere. I imagine that I'm going to be tinkering around for a while. At some point, I'll probably get a new camera lens because everybody uses the Sigma 16mm 1.4 blah 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 blah. But we'll see on that front. However, I did encounter a bit of a problem in that to use the Elgato Camlink, you need to hook up the camera via HDMI, and I knew this, so I brought a cable to do that. However, this cable, this one right here, it's too big. This is apparently a mini HDMI when I needed a micro HDMI. I didn't know. And apparently, this is the problem with modern day. You can't go and buy cables in a shop anymore. I miss Maplins. I used to be able to go to Maplins and solve any problem that I ever had with technology ever, but here we are today, not able to go to Maplins. And Curry's. Curry's is an electronic shop. You might get lucky if they sell a HDMI capable that's capable of letting you do 240p. Christ. Anyway, so I've gone on Amazon, I've ordered the next cable that I need, and that'll come tomorrow, and then I'll be able to do that. It's a bit disappointing because I was looking forward to this. It's 6 p.m. as I record this, and I've been waiting in all day to get all of these things. The light, the Camlink, the... I just struck myself, bastard. The cable. That might actually have left a mark, we'll see. But yeah, that was what I was supposed to be doing with today. It's not a huge issue because I can still do what I'm doing now in terms of do the whole clap thing before the video actually starts to sync up the audio in post, but it's an extra step that I didn't need. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this video looks like in post. I probably need to continue tinkering around with the camera settings themselves to try to make it look its best. For anybody wondering, I'm using a Canon M50. That's a Yeti X. That's some sort of light from Amazon. And yeah, I'm always trying to get equipment to do the things. I've got pretty much all of the things. Like my room is becoming a tripod safe haven. Like the camera is on a tripod. The light is on a tripod. I use this tripod for filming my TikTok videos. And then the other side of the room, I have got the tripod that my old ring light sat on. It's getting a little bit ridiculous. So how was your day? Next up on my agenda once I finish this video is attempting to work out how this looks in portrait, because obviously a lot of the videos that I make are on TikTok, and the way that that has to work is a typical video like that you guys are watching now. The ratio of this, the aspect ratio, is 16:9, so a rectangle on its side. But obviously on a phone, it's the other way around. That's 9:16. So there's two ways to do that. In post, you can either resize it and hope that your framing fits. It often doesn't. Or you can just record in 9:16 to begin with, which is the easier way. However, I find that it almost sometimes looks a little bit strange when you tilt the camera, because the tripod that I'm using has a ball joint, so I can just loosen the ball, turn it onto its side, and record that way. And that's what I'm going to be playing around with next. But then I've got to go out in about an hour and a half, which is a bit of a problem. So inevitably, I'm going to do that thing where I stay up until 5 o'clock in the morning messing with things, because that's what I've been doing every day since I started doing YouTube videos. I don't know about you guys, but when I get fixated on something, it's all I can do for a while. Like on TikTok, people have been asking when am I going to play a different series that isn't Prince of Persia, and honestly, I don't know, because it's taking me a while to get through the Prince of Persia games, because I'm not playing games as often as I would like to right now, because a lot of the time that I'm spending is on the tech side of things, because this is my current like obsession. I get in periods like this where something will be the thing that I want to focus on, and I will do nothing but that thing until it is as good as I want it to be. And that's how, in reality, that's how I grew my social media back in the day. That's a story for another video, but like that's how I initially grew my KLPT fitness TikTok account. When I had no followers, I would spend 7 hours a day going through other people's comment sections, answering questions from 3 months ago that had gone unanswered. And maybe 1 out of 10 people that's comments I replied to would come and follow me. And that's how I gained my first like couple of thousand followers on TikTok, just spending full-time shifts every day doing that. It was long-winded, but it worked. And that's kind of my like way of doing everything in life is if you want to be really good at something, you've got to do a lot of hours of it, and the more hours you put in per day, the quicker you get good. Practice makes perfect, as something we're often always told as children. So yeah, I'm out here trying to level up my content, whether it be photography, whether it be audio, whether it be lighting. At some point I might get some lights for the background to like add some color, because I know that's something a lot of people do in their talking head videos, where they have the key light as it were, and then something in the background to fill in some colors perhaps. I could probably do that with the ring light that I've been using for years. I suppose we'll see whether I can be bothered to do that, because it would mean leaving it on the tripod, and I intend to repurpose that tripod to use in the gym and leave in the car. I nearly ended up buying a third tripod, but I didn't end up having to do that because the light that I brought that we're using for this video came on its own tripod, which to be fair is pretty massive, but I think it can shrink down quite considerably and I'll be able to move it around fairly easily. But I intend on leaving it pretty much set up, because when we bought this house, the idea was is that I have one of the biggest rooms in the house as my like office, my recording room, because I record so many videos every day for various different things, and that way I can leave what I need to leave set up all the time. That's why I've got this Elgato Camlink, because then I don't even have to mess around with the camera in terms of the SD card and moving the files around. Everything is just set up and ready whenever I want it all the time. Because those of you that were following me on TikTok in my old house when I lived with my mom, my room used to be 6 foot by 8 foot, and I had no space in that house to do anything that I needed to do, because a desk, a chair, and a bed in that room was full. There was no space to move. It was like you would constantly hit your toes and your hips and your elbows off of everything when you moved around that room. It was a lot smaller than this room is now. So everything I've done in this room so far has been about being able to film in the best way that I can, in the easiest way, and the most convenient quality of life improvement way. And that's what we're currently working on. So yeah, a bit of an update video. Hope you guys enjoyed this bit of a ramble. I know that for some reason when I do these rambling videos, people do seem to like them. Like for example, the other day when I made the video about like how I came to do what I do, that like got 50-60 hours of watch time, whereas my normal videos might get 10. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, see you in a bit, guys. I'll see you later.